Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at this, which is the PowerTac E9R Gen.4. This is one of their most popular flashlights. Great for EDC, a nice size, and yet over 2,000 lumens of output. So I've been testing this thing out. I've liked it a lot so far. I'm going to tell you the details on it. We'll take it out tonight and use it, and then I'll share a little bit of my personal experience with it and also my experience with PowerTac overall. Now I'm working with them quite a bit in recent months, and they've given me some nice discount codes. So check out down below in the description section on this video to access some of those discount codes and save a nice chunk of change when you head over to their website to pick up this or other flashlights. So let's talk through the details. First off, it comes with an 18650 battery. It can also run off two CR123 batteries. So nice to have a couple different options as far as your power source. Your LED is a Cree XHP50 white LED. You can see the reflector in there. It's definitely got some orange peel to it. I would call it kind of in between a smooth and an orange peel reflector. Take a look at the bezel there, pretty aggressive. We do have the power switch on the end and then the selector switch, which is right next to it, which I very much prefer that if you're gonna have a selector switch as opposed to one here and then, you know, a power button here and a selector switch up here. I like the fact that with one hand I'm operating it without having to reach awkwardly or use my other hand. So power switch to turn it on and then selector switch to go through the different outputs. So you're gonna hit this to turn it on, use this to select, and then this is also gonna be your strobe if you hold down on it. So strobe warning here, holding down on the selector switch, and the strobe comes on there. Now you're gonna recharge with this, which they have a magnetic charging cord. I'll show you that in a second. You can also pop this entire section off, and they have a micro USB that you can plug into there to charge. So if you are like, oh, I lost the charging cord, well, it's magnetic, so there's an advantage there, but that is proprietary. If you don't have that cord with you, you can pop it off and charge it with the micro USB. Now let's talk through outputs here. It's going to go from 0.64 lumens up to 2,550 lumens, so a wide range as far as your outputs. So your 0.64 lumens is going to run for 50 days. Then you have 71 lumens, that's going to run for 20.9 hours. Then you have 270 lumens for 5.7 hours. Then you have 1135 lumens for 2.11 hours. And then you have the 2550 for 2.02 hours. You also have the strobe there, that's 790 lumens, that's going to run for 4.81 hours. So as far as what do you get with your light, you're going to get this, which is a bunch of the little paperwork, including the warranty and some instructions as well. You get this little bag, which in it has a replacement for the charging cover, basically. You have an extra O-ring in there, and then you have two of those, I think they're called split rings or split key rings, for attaching that to the light so you can carry it. I'll show you the attachment point in 1 second here. We also have the charging cord, so standard USB on one end, and then the magnetic attachment, which is going to go right like this to charge. And when it's charging, that's red. When it's fully charged, that'll be blue. You also get a lanyard, and then you get the holster as well. And you can, I think this runs face down. I don't ever use a holster for flashlights, so very snug when you first get it, but that's what that looks like. These are, they're not adjustable. Like I just checked out a Nightcore that is adjustable. They have an adjustment in the back, but super solid, whatever. It's not Kydex, but it's a very solid like polymer plastic. Pop this out here. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, this right here. See that little ring right there? So that spins around, and that's where you can attach a lanyard. So the lanyard is not going to be hanging away off the end here, and also, excuse me, I got some bugs flying around me. Does give you some freedom as it moves around. You can also unscrew this end cap, take that off, and then just put it back on, and works totally great. So a couple quick thoughts, and then we're going to take it out into the night and use it. What do I like about this light? First, the size of it. This is just the right size for me for an everyday carry light. I will tell you that the knurling is a little bit more aggressive than some other lights that I've used in the past. I checked out their Watchdog recently, and it's bigger, so the knurling, actually the texture is bigger, and it's pretty aggressive. I would call this like above medium to a little bit more aggressive, but like it doesn't beat up my hand at all. It's very comfortable. I like the end selector or the end pressure, and then the selector switch to go through the different settings. I think that makes a lot of sense. I do like the charging port that it's magnetic and that you can use a micro USB with it. Eventually these guys will switch to USB-C, I would guess, in the future. A lot of companies are doing that. But I always carry a micro USB with me, so that's no problem for me as far as charging it up. It rides, you know, probably almost an inch sticking out there when it's sitting in your pocket, but you know, no big deal on that front. I do like the fact that it tells you, you know, if it's charging, how much power, you know, if it's charging or if it's fully charged. Aggressive bezel. That's going to be, for me, that's like just the right amount of aggression, if you will. I do have a couple other lights that are more aggressive than that. I'd like to see them toned back a little bit. I have some that are like, oh look, it's an aggressive bezel, but not really. This is like right in that middle spot, which I think is the sweet spot as far as how aggressive the bezel should be. So as far as functionality, EDC light, yes, definitely, you know, the size, like I said, I can definitely carry this in a pocket. Tactical applications, absolutely. These guys have worked with law enforcement and military over the years. Camping, hunting, fishing, that type of stuff out in the woods, yeah, definitely as well. The lower settings I find are more effective inside. You'll see some footage of that. I'll take some footage so you can see what it looks like, the lower settings inside my house. But the higher settings definitely, I mean, it punches light out into the night. One thing I can tell you is that they don't have that drop down number for the 2550. It's not like 2550 for 3 minutes and then drops down to 1600 or, you know, something like that. In general, with PowerTac lights, I find that their turbo or their highest setting runs pretty consistently. There may be a little bit of a drop off at the end. I'll have to double check on that. But in general, it's not like it runs for 2 minutes and then drops way down. It runs at that highest setting for a long time because of some of the technology that they have. And that makes a difference because you're not banking on 2550 for 3 minutes. You're banking on 2550 for an extended amount of time. I can tell you, running at that high setting, it starts to get hot. So you know, in general, I'll run it at a turbo setting out, say at night, and then I'll drop it down to the lower, a little bit lower, maybe that 1135, I think it is. Let it run there for a little bit and then go back up if I have to. My experience is that I don't have to run it at that highest output for a very long time, but I do like to have that highest output immediately available and not just for 2 minutes. If I want to run it for 5 or 10 minutes, you can do that with this light, which is definitely a win. So that's the E9R Generation 4, some of the details on it. And now let's take it out into the night and show you what it looks like in use. All right, we are back outside now. I've got the PowerTac and we're looking at my car about 20 feet away. This first one is 0.64 lumens. This is the super low settings, 0.64 lumens. You can see a little reflection on the car there, but not much. All right, let's go up to the next setting, which is 71. So at 71 lumens, you can actually see pretty well the car from 20 feet away. Can't really make out a whole lot more on the camera, but 71, up to 270 here. So that's quite good there. Can definitely look around the parking lot now. 270 right there. All right, next up we have 1135. Here comes 1135. So some nice light to look around, look up in the trees here. Once again, it's 1135. Now we'll go up to the 2550 here. That's a ton of light there. Nice balance. A little bit of a hotter center, but overall very balanced. Again, 20 feet away from my car here. And show you the strobe, so strobe warning. And that strobe is 790 lumens. All right, so I'm walking down a path here in the woods. I don't know if you can hear it, but just off in the distance, the bullfrogs, every once in a while, they're just going nuts. So I'm gonna go down and see if I can spot any bullfrogs down here in the pond. As I walk here, I'll just cycle through the different settings. That's your 2550 there again. Firefly. Firefly you can barely see. So I just agitated a beaver. I could hear him out in the water. See what else we can see. I've not heard a ton of bullfrogs in these waters over the years, but definitely today, and I can hear the beaver out there too. I can actually see one of their heads popping up there. Yeah, you can probably see his eyes reflecting back at us. They're right in the middle of the camera right now. See if I can spot that beaver out there somewhere. So this is on the 2550 setting, and the light is definitely getting hot. As you can see, I'm in my car. This is one of my favorite tests to do on this little stretch of dirt road, is just shine the car lights and then compare it to a flashlight. So here's the lows looking out the front window. So I can see, I would say probably 100 feet, 125 feet up the road. Here's the brights. So it starts to give you a sense up the next hill. Now let's give the PowerTac a shot and see what we can see on the different settings. Okay, I'm right next to the car now, and we're gonna look at 270, 1135, and then 2550. So here's 270 looking up the road. You can basically see the road in front of me, but not a whole lot else. Here's 1135. So I can see as far as I could with the brights, but not as well. And then here's the 2550. So I can see a little bit further. Definitely pretty floody here. I'm definitely getting some nice light out on both sides of the road. I could see probably a solid, 10 feet off into the road, off the side of the road on either side. Look back the other way just to give you another angle. Again, this is the 2550, so let's go down to those other settings here. There's 270. Still can't see a whole lot. 1135. And now the 2550. Wild Kingdom out here tonight in the woods. All right, so I'm inside now. Our new house we just moved to, we're still kind of settling in. But I want to show you the lower settings. So that 0.64 lumens, which is extremely low, but just show you what it looks like up close, walking around the house at night. So here's 0.64 lumens. So I'm walking around the kitchen now. So you can see when I'm up close, I can definitely see. So that's the firefly setting. All right, let's show you the 71 lumens now. So 71 lumens inside is totally fine, to definitely get around the house. So just to give you a sense, because we were using those higher settings outside, but here, 74 lumens, or 71 lumens I should say, inside. Plenty of light to maneuver around the house. I'll just show you the higher settings now. And obviously that's even better as far as brightness. Over 1,000 lumens, and then here comes the 2550. Go back down to the 71 here. Back up here talking about the E9R G4 from PowerTac. Thumbs up for this light. I really do like it. A nice aggressive bezel there, that strike face. Good size for EDC. It's not too large, it's not too small. I like the interface with the pressure switch and then your selector switch. Your charging options are good. Over 2,000, over 2,500 lumens with the 2550, and yet you've got a really low output as well. Pocket clip is a nice depth, so I have enough to grab a hold of the light, but it's not, sticking way out, and it's not super low and hard to draw the flashlight out quickly. Yeah, I mean, just overall, I can see why this is a very popular light for these guys. Let me talk about price point real quick. On Amazon right now it's around 119 or 109. I think it is 109 on Amazon. Excuse me with the bugs here. And then I think like 129 at the PowerTac website. But I've been able to get discount codes up to 40% off for you guys from PowerTac. So use the link down below and head over to their website, and you're going to save a big chunk of change. So it's probably best to buy it at the PowerTac website because then you'll be able to save a lot of cash on this light. I have had a wide variety of PowerTac lights. They've worked well for me. They function well. They're super durable. And yeah, I just think this is a great light. If you know me, the Phoenix PD35 TAC has been a favorite of mine over the years. And this is like a very similar one, but a little bit more streamlined. And I just like the overall feel and function of this one. So I continue to find a lot of people don't know about PowerTac, so I want to keep letting you guys know about their products. I've got a headlamp review of theirs coming up. It's a very popular model of theirs as well. I think James Yeager did a review of it recently, and they just sold a ton of them after that. So I look forward to checking that out. But they've been a good company to work with, and they make a solid product. So the E9R G4. Want to recommend it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts on PowerTac, on this light if you have it, on other PowerTac flashlights as well. And yeah, let's get that conversation started in the comment section now. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.